My reactions to the divisional round of the 2024-25 NFL playoffs. Starting with the first game, Texans at Chiefs. Chiefs coming off a bye and ended up beating the Texans 23-14. Texans put up a fight, but just some missed calls from the referees, and ultimately the Chiefs just found a way to win, which is to be expected. The last 6 years, the Chiefs have been in the AFC Championship game ever since Patrick Mahomes took over as a starter for Alex Smith. The Chiefs have been in the AFC Championship game, which is crazy, honestly. But yeah, now they're hosting the AFC Championship game. But I'll get into who they're playing in a little bit. As far as the Texans goes, again, they played pretty well. I knew this game was going to be pretty close. Kind of wish it would have been even closer, but because it was a 9-point game at the end of the day. But still, the Texans put up a fight, but it just wasn't enough to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and the and the refs. But it was still a good matchup, you know. Next game, Commanders at Lions. As a Lions fan, this game depressed me, honestly. But I don't know. I guess I should have known. Because honestly, you can make the case that with as many injuries as we had on defense this year, we just weren't going to be able to get the job done and win the whole damn thing. But of course, it doesn't help that Jared Goff threw like 3-4 interceptions in the same game, but especially in the playoffs. So he needs to play better going forward into the future in order for us to ultimately win the Super Bowl. But I believe that we'll be back here. Well, hold on. Let me get to the Commanders first, and then I'll talk more about the Lions. The Commanders, they're a hell of a team, man. Jaden Daniels is the real deal, and the Eagles are gonna have their hands full. Honestly, I understand this guy's a rookie, so there's no reason that this guy should be playing this well as a rookie in the playoffs. But dude's an anomaly. He's just balling out. Defense has been playing better for the Commanders recently. Pretty much ever since they traded for Marshawn Lattimore, they've been much improved. But yeah, I got to give the credit to the Commanders because they balled out. They gave my team a taste of their own medicine, basically, by going for it on fourth down repeatedly and converting. Now I know how other teams feel. But yeah, it was a great game for the Commanders. And Washington's got their quarterback for the next at least 10 seasons. But going back to the Lions, yeah, this game was depressing. I guess it was bound to happen. We were bound to lose, I guess, in the playoffs with the way our defense has been pretty much tied together by a string. Another one of our players went down earlier in the game, and Amik Robertson, and yeah, we just weren't able to overcome all the injuries. But of course, it doesn't help that Jared Goff threw like 3-4 interceptions in the same game. So that severely hurt our chances at winning the game. But in order for us to win the Super Bowl, because I believe we'll be back here, even if we at this point we lost Ben Johnson, and we're probably going to end up losing Aaron Glenn. But I believe that we'll be able to find some pretty good replacements. But I believe that we'll be back here. But in order for us to win the Super Bowl, well, one, our defense has to be healthy, and two, Jared Goff has to play better. Like, he can't afford to turn the ball over this many times in the playoffs. I don't care if you're at home or on the road. Um, it just makes it that much more difficult to come back. Especially, like I said, when the defense is pretty much banged up. So we're going to need to stay healthy on defense, specifically Aiden Hutchinson. But Jared Goff's going to have to play a lot better in order for us to win the whole thing within the next 3 years. But we'll see. But again, credit to the Commanders. Dan Quinn has turned that franchise around, and it's going to be fun watching them against the Eagles. And who knows, maybe Jaden Daniels will be the first ever rookie quarterback to take a team to the Super Bowl. We'll just have to wait and see. But divisional games are always tough. So the game against the Eagles is going to be definitely going to be a challenge. But we'll see who comes out of that one. Speaking of the Philadelphia Eagles ended up beating the Los Angeles Rams 28-22. Saquon Barkley ended up scoring a touchdown, which looked like it was going to put the game out of reach. But to the Rams' credit, they kept fighting. Had a chance to win the game, despite Saquon Barkley's long touchdown run, which is crazy, to be honest with you. But the Rams, the Eagles defense honestly just stepped up. The whole game, they were just all over the Rams offense. And the Rams offense just couldn't make enough plays to win them the game. But again, they had a chance to win the game, so great for them, but they just weren't able to capitalize. And the Eagles defense stepped up, and yeah, now the Rams they have nothing to hang their heads on, honestly. They had a hell of a season still, had a chance to beat the Eagles. So yeah, even though they're going home, again, if you're a Rams fan, you have nothing to hang your head on or head on. You hung in there to the very end, but the Eagles just made more plays. And now the Eagles are playing the Commanders in the NFC Championship game, divisional game, and that should definitely be a hell of a game because divisional games are always tough, or at least for the most part, they always are. But that should be very interesting. We'll see what happens in that game. And finally, Ravens at Bills. It sucks to see. It sucks that a team had to lose this game, but they did. And the Bills won this game 27-25. Looked like they were going to run away with it after they went up by 21-10 and got the ball back to start the second half. But because the Ravens in the first half, Lamar Jackson looked like he was falling apart. But because he did have 3 turnovers. I think one of them led to a touchdown for the Bills. Literally, because Von Miller almost scored off of the play, but was able to get into the red zone, and the Bills offense just capitalized with the Josh Allen touchdown, and they went up 21-10, I think, to end the first half, and it looked like this game was going to be a romping from the Bills as they got the ball back to start the second half, like I said. But to the Ravens' credit, it's specifically Lamar Jackson. They were able to pretty much calm down and get back into the game. Lamar Jackson started making plays. The running game for the Ravens started to get going. But the one thing I just don't understand is, why get Derrick Henry if you're not going to give him the ball 20 to 30 times in a game like this where it's snowing? It just doesn't make any sense to me, the game plan that John Harbaugh had. I understand that he's a former Super Bowl head coach, Super Bowl champion head coach with the Ravens back in over yonder back in a decade ago in 2013, but still, I just don't understand the game plan, and yeah, the defense for the Bills just, I guess they, yeah, well, ultimately the Bills, they pretty much the game could be summarized by the Ravens just made too many mistakes to win the game, uh, and the Bills they didn't. The Bills they didn't shoot themselves in the foot, and that's the difference between them and the Ravens in this game. The Ravens just too many missed opportunities, too many errors, too many turnovers. They had like three or four. I think it was like three or four. Two from Lamar Jackson in the first half, and two from like Mark Andrews. He had a crucial drop after Lamar Jackson got the ball back and was able to get them into scoring range to tie the game. He scored a touchdown, but Mark Andrews just dropped the ball on the 2-point conversion. And even if they convert that 2-point conversion, there's no guarantee that the Ravens would have won the game, because I think there was like over a minute left for the Bills to do something with it. But they just weren't able to find that out because, again, Mark Andrews just dropped the ball in a crucial situation. And as a Pro Bowler, you need to make that catch, honestly. I understand that it's snowing, but you still need to make that catch in a moment like that. And he dropped it, honestly. So this game isn't all on Lamar Jackson, but there's plenty of blame to go around. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, John Harbaugh. Honestly, like I said before, they just made too many mistakes to win this game, and the Bills didn't. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot, and that's why the Bills won this game. It's gonna be interesting to see how the Bills play against the Chiefs next week, but if they play like this, mistake-free, then they definitely have a chance to win the game. But we'll just have to wait and see. But to Josh Allen's credit, over the past couple years, he's pretty much been a turnover machine, but he's been able to get it together this season. And, yeah, he's really limited the turnovers, really cut down on them. And yeah, the Bills this season, they just don't shoot themselves in the foot. And as long as they continue to play the way they're playing right now, they got a strong chance to beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. But we'll see. It's going to be a good game either way. But we'll see if David, a.k.a. the Bills, can finally slay Goliath, a.k.a. the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see if they can finally slay the dragon, which is a metaphor, obviously, but we'll see if they can do that, and we'll see because I believe that if they do beat the Chiefs, I have the Bills winning the whole thing, but we'll just have to wait and see, Either way, there's two games coming up, the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game, and both of them would not surprise me if both of them ended up going down to the wire. But two great matchups to watch this upcoming weekend, and I'm excited for them. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But either way, it's been a hell of a season, and we got like two more games, well, 3 more games left, actually, the championship games and the Super Bowl. But should be an exciting end to the season. But until then, after the games, I'll make my reaction. Well, actually, no. My next video will be my predictions for the championship games. But until then, I'll see you all in my next video. Deuces.